Welcome to Muscles and Malarkey, a podcast about all things strength, fitness, and fun. I'm your host, Mary. Today is a continuation of last week's episode where we confronted a few fitness myths, if you will. I hope that you enjoy a few of my funny hot takes and a couple of anecdotes on the importance of muscle building, especially as we age. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. I want to talk about another common myth that I actually heard at work at a different location with a different coworker. Now, when I was talking to this coworker, I remember that she was telling me about getting back into the gym and trying to find a rhythm between full-time job, taking care of her children, and also figuring out how to put working out into her daily schedule. I wanted to be supportive, and I began giving her some good ideas. I wanted to give her some advice and some examples of the types of things that I do in the gym, which, I like to lift heavy weights. I think that's very fun. That's not necessarily what I was recommending for her, but I really clearly remember her response to me. She said, "I don't want to do what you do. I don't want to get big arms like yours." Essentially, what she was saying is that she did not want to have big or bulky arms like mine are. And for anyone who has never seen me in person, just to clear the air and clarify a little bit, I do have biceps bigger than your man's. That has been a goal of mine for my entire life. But it makes me laugh when I hear women say those kinds of comments like, "Oh, I don't want my arms to get big like yours. Oh, I don't want my legs to look big like yours." I did not gain this amount of muscle by accident over the course of 7 years. I was really intentional with my daily choices and taking care of myself. For example, taking care of me looks like lifting heavy shit in the gym 4 days a week, prioritizing protein intake with each meal, getting consistent sleep, managing my stress. I did all those things with the intention of getting stronger in the gym and building muscle. It's not like I woke up one morning after wishing on a star saying, "I would really love it if my biceps got huge and I had a fat ass." No. I went into the gym. I worked out for 4 hours and did Bulgarian split squats and brutal leg days and brutal upper body days and lots of rows and lots of dumbbell work and lots of barbell work and ugh. Oh my God. So at the time of this conversation, this woman is 42, okay? And it disheartened me to hear her completely dismiss strength training altogether. She felt that all she needed was cardio and to lose weight. I wasn't going to point out that she probably could help with her, back pain from, lifting up her kids and taking care of her daily activities. She probably could have benefited from some strength training. Just a thought, but what do I know? With this thought in mind of, I don't need to strength train, I just need to lose weight, I want to take this moment to discuss how beneficial it is to have muscle mass or lean tissue on your body as you age. Having muscle mass as you get older allows you to live a healthier life with a higher quality of life. From the National Institute on Aging, or NIA, 30% of adults over age 70 have trouble with walking, getting up out of a chair, or climbing stairs. In addition to making everyday tasks difficult, mobility limitations are also linked to higher rates of falls, chronic diseases, nursing home admissions, and mortality. Let me tell you guys, I see this so frequently at work. Anecdotally speaking, falling is one of the most common reasons I will see a patient in the hospital. Second most common is when people have general debilitation, they have general debil, and they live alone and they don't move. They can't do anything. So they just kind of sit in there. They sit in their recliner. They sleep in it. They hardly get up. They might have Meals on Wheels delivered. They do not move. And then they become so weak that they can't get up, and then they have to, I'll get to it. It's incredibly heartbreaking to hear someone's story about how they live alone, fell at home, and laid on the floor for over a day because they weren't strong enough to get up. Or if they do live with someone, many times their spouse isn't strong enough to get them up either. Then they have to call EMS or the fire department to come and assist them. And what I've seen frequently is that EMS or the fire department will only come so many times until they say, look, you need to go to the hospital and get evaluated. Like, this is a problem. Which I could then go on a whole rant about how this country does not support elderly individuals. And very frequently, people have to return to unsafe living conditions at home because they have no money to afford assisted living, personal care homes, or they don't have any family that lives nearby. Maybe the closest relative is like an hour and a half away. Our society does not support older individuals. In some cases, they do well, but I have seen and I have found that the more money that you have as you get older, the better off you're going to be. If you don't have any money, your options for care become more and more limited. For example, I was working in the hospital and this individual came in because of falls. They live alone, and physically they were doing okay, that they could go home with aid assistance. So like home health aides coming in and maybe helping them with getting dressed or taking a shower once a week, or helping them with meal prep or cleaning their home, running errands for them. But the physical therapist and I felt like it was more appropriate for this person to also have aides at nighttime. And when we told this to the case manager said, well, through the hospital, we can't provide nighttime aides. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. That person needed evening aides, but they don't have support from services. So the overarching message, going off of this stupid comment from my coworker, is that you greatly increase your chances of avoiding hospital stay when you have more muscle on your body, because it carries over into every aspect of your day-to-day life. It will never hurt you to have more muscle mass on your body. Let's get into why. From NIA Baltimore longitudinal study on aging, quote, typically, muscle mass and strength increase steadily from birth and reach their peak around 30 to 35 years of age. After that, muscle power and performance decline slowly and linearly at first, and then faster after the age of 65 for women and 70 for men. Such average decline of strength and power with aging can be substantially slowed down by maintaining an active lifestyle. While there is no way to fully stop the clock, it's possible for many older adults to increase muscle strength with exercise, which can help maintain mobility and independence into later life. The CDC recommends at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity activity, such as brisk walking, at least 2 days a week of activities that strengthen muscles. Aim for the recommended activity level, but be as active as you are able. So, to bring it back around to my lovely former coworker's comment about being bulky, do you see why it's incredibly important to have a solid foundation of muscle mass as you age? You don't have to become a bodybuilder or an Olympic weightlifter, but you do need to have some resistance training in your weekly workout program. Resistance training can be machines, dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, resistance bands, ankle or wrist weights. The list goes on. Billy Mays mode, but wait, there's more. You're trying to minimize your risk of falling. You're maintaining your mobility. You're maintaining your endurance so that you can have a high quality of life as you continue to age. And if you get a beautiful booty and some cool muscle definition along the way, that is just bonus. Am I right? And then you tell Kelsey to come and listen to this podcast episode so she can get educated, because strength training is for everyone. And I know that most people have parts of their bodies that they maybe don't like as much, or they want to change them. And I hope that as you get into your strength and fitness journey, you start to appreciate all the things that your body can do for you and not focus so much on what your body looks like. You can also try my personally tried and true method as well, which if you don't like a certain part of your body, just tattoo or pierce it. And then you force yourself to look at it with fondness. Smiley face emoji. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Muscles and Malarkey. There's always going to be myths floating around the fitness sphere. Do you have any fitness myths that you used to believe? Let me know. And if you have any fitness-related questions that you want help with, send me a DM on Instagram at musclesandmalarkey or email musclesandmalarkey@gmail.com. Please leave a review and subscribe. I'd love to hear your feedback. Yeehaw and yee claw, everybody.